Have you ever wondered who truly owns Palestine? A question that has sparked countless debates, wars, and struggles. The question of ownership is not as straightforward as it may seem. It's a tangled web of historical claims, religious beliefs, and political maneuvering. On one hand, we have the Israelis, who assert their claim based on historical and religious grounds. Their claim is backed by extensive research, archaeological excavities, and scholarly works, all aiming to draw a connection, however faint, to this land. They've left no stone unturned in their pursuit of evidence, seeking to establish a tangible link to Palestine. On the other hand, we have the Palestinians, who assert their rights based on historical presence and religious texts. Their efforts are also marked by a wealth of research and publications, each one a testament to their unyielding claim on the land that they've called home for centuries. Their approach is holistic, not just relying on religious texts, but also seeking tangible proof. Both sides are deeply invested in this quest for ownership. It's a battle of narratives, each party seeking to affirm their claim through a mix of historical sciences, archaeology, and religion. It's a chess game where every move is calculated, every strategy meticulously planned, and every piece of evidence fiercely contested. At the heart of it all lies Palestine, a land rich in history and culture, a land whose past is as complex and intricate as the struggle for its future. It's a land that has witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the birth of religions, and the ebb and flow of civilizations. And so, the question remains, Palestine for whom? The Israelis, the Palestinians? Or perhaps the answer lies somewhere in between, in the gray area where history, religion, and politics converge. The quest for the rightful ownership of Palestine is a complex, multifaceted issue deeply rooted in history, religion, and politics. As we delve deeper into this issue in the upcoming scenes, we'll attempt to unravel the threads of this intricate tapestry, hoping to shed light on this enduring question. The Israeli occupation has not been idle in asserting their claim to the land. This statement sets the tone for our exploration of the efforts undertaken by the Israelis to establish a historical connection to Palestine. The breadth and depth of these efforts have been nothing short of comprehensive. It is important to understand that this quest for validation has been multifaceted, involving extensive research, elaborate archaeological excavations, and scholarly works. These initiatives, funded and driven by the Israelis, have been aimed at unearthing even the slightest hint of a historical connection to the land of Palestine. Archaeology has been a significant tool in this endeavor. The Israelis have sponsored numerous excavations, digging deep into the soil of Palestine in search of artifacts, relics, or any tangible evidence that may substantiate their claim. These archaeological pursuits have been exhaustive and relentless, reflecting a determination to establish a historical footprint in the region. Parallel to the archaeological initiatives, there has been a proliferation of scholarly works. These research studies, essays, and publications have sought to present an intellectual and academic perspective on the Israeli claim. They often delve into historical narratives, cultural contexts, and religious references, aiming to weave a tapestry of historical connection between the Israelis and Palestine. Moreover, these scholarly works have not been confined to Israeli or Jewish scholars. They have reached out to international academics and researchers, seeking their insights and perspectives. This approach has been instrumental in lending a sense of global legitimacy to these efforts. This pursuit of a historical connection goes beyond mere academic curiosity. It is a quest for identity, a search for roots, and an assertion of belonging. It's an effort to write a narrative that ties the Israelis to the land of Palestine, a narrative that, they hope, would resonate with historical authenticity and credibility. However, it's essential to remember that history, like beauty, often lies in the eye of the beholder. Different lenses can offer varying perspectives, and the truth can sometimes be elusive. The Israeli occupation has left no stone unturned in their pursuit to establish a historical connection to Palestine. On the other hand, Palestinians have also been steadfast in asserting their rights to the land. This statement rings true as we delve into the tireless efforts made by Palestinians and their allies to reinforce their claim to Palestine. These efforts span a wide spectrum, from historical sciences and archaeology to religious texts, all harnessed to prove a deep-rooted connection to this land. Over the years, Palestinians have engaged in extensive research and produced numerous publications, all aimed at substantiating their rightful claim. They've delved into history, unearthing evidence of ancient civilizations that lived and thrived on this land, civilizations that bear a striking resemblance to their own cultural heritage. Archaeology has played a pivotal role in these endeavors. Palestinian archaeologists have tirelessly worked to excavate sites that hold historical significance, unearthing relics and artifacts that tell a tale of a land that was inhabited by their ancestors. These findings, when coupled with historical sciences, paint a vivid picture of a land steeped in history and rich in cultural heritage. Religious texts, too, have been an integral part of their efforts. From the Quran to the Hadiths, these texts have been meticulously studied and interpreted to further validate their claim. The night journey of the Prophet Muhammad from the sacred mosque to Al-Aqsa Mosque is one such reference that holds profound significance. Yet their efforts haven't been limited to religious texts alone. They've sought tangible evidence, scientific proof that substantiates their claim. Their intent is not to rely solely on religious texts, but to seek a multifaceted approach in asserting their rights. These endeavors have been met with resistance, yet they've remained unyielding, pushing forward with unwavering determination. Their efforts have been a testament to their resilience and their unwavering belief in their rightful claim to Palestine. Their journey has been arduous, filled with challenges and hurdles, yet they've persevered, driven by their deep-rooted connection to the land and their firm belief in their rightful claim to it. The Palestinians, too, have been relentless in their pursuit to establish their historical and rightful claim to Palestine. In the midst of these competing claims, a significant chapter unfolds with the establishment of the Palestine Discovery Fund. This fund emerged in the mid-18th century, a brainchild of the British Army under Queen Victoria's auspices. The fund's principal objective: to correlate archaeological sites in Palestine with biblical narratives from the Torah, tagging the region as the ancient land of Israel. Contrary to popular belief, this fund was not a Zionist venture. Instead, it was backed by Christian British researchers with an intent that was primarily colonial. The backdrop to this initiative was the intense rivalry between the European powers of the time, notably Britain and France. Given its strategic importance and wealth of resources, Palestine became a focal point in this competition. The fund was instrumental in propagating the idea of the Promised Land as depicted in the Torah. It led to the birth of a new field of study known as biblical archaeology. This wasn't just about unearthing relics from the past, rather, it sought to shape these findings to fit the Torah's narratives. As noted by Muhammad al-Assad, biblical archaeology served as a bridge, linking the historical essence of Palestine to its colonial entity. However, the narrative spun by biblical archaeology was not left unchallenged. Numerous studies based on objective archaeology were conducted to question the findings of biblical archaeology. Some impartial researchers, including Jewish scholars, openly stated the lack of any substantial evidence pointing to an Israeli civilization in Palestine. This narrative also includes the Canaanites, who migrated from the Arabian Peninsula around the 4th millennium BC. They were the primary settlers of the region, establishing advanced cities for that era. The term "children of Israel" traces back to Jacob, also known as Israel. This term, accepted by both Muslims and Jews, pertains specifically to the Jews. Consequently, the state established on Palestinian land adopted the name Israel, asserting its Jewish identity even before its inception. The Palestine Discovery Fund, though backed by Christian British researchers, played a critical role in the discourse of Palestine's ownership. Archaeology, both biblical and objective, has played a pivotal role in this narrative. In the quest to claim Palestine, biblical archaeology emerged as a potent tool. The objective was not just to dig up the dusty remnants of the past, but to shape the interpretation of these findings to align with the Torah. You see, the aim wasn't merely to uncover the past, but to craft a bridge, a link between the historical essence of the land and the colonial entity in Palestine. This endeavor, however, wasn't without its counterpoints. Enter objective archaeology. The purpose here was to question, to challenge the findings of biblical archaeology. It sought to separate the wheat from the chaff, to distinguish historical fact from interpreted fiction. And this wasn't a one-sided debate. Even among Jewish scholars, there were those who bravely voiced their doubts, stating candidly the lack of any solid evidence of an Israeli civilization in Palestine. Let's take a moment to consider the Canaanites, tribes that migrated from the Arabian Peninsula around the 4th millennium BC. These people were the primary settlers of the land, establishing cities that were advanced, for their time. These are historical facts, not interpretations. Then there's the term children of Israel, a designation that traces back to Jacob, also known as Israel. Accepted by both Muslims and Jews, this term refers specifically to Jews. The state established on Palestinian land adopted the name Israel, emphasizing its Jewish identity before its inception. But let's not forget these are initial points of reference. The full story is much more complex, much more layered. It's a tapestry woven with the threads of countless lives, countless stories. As we delve deeper into the historical tapestry of Palestine, the role of archaeology is undeniable. It's a battle of narratives, a battle of historical truths and myths. And as we continue to unravel this tapestry, we continue to challenge, to question, to seek the truth in the sands of time. The question of Palestine for whom is as complex as it is controversial. As we've navigated through the chronological labyrinth of this historical tapestry, we've unearthed the efforts made by both sides to assert their claim to Palestine. The Israeli occupation has funded extensive research and archaeological excavations, while Palestinian rights advocates have leveraged historical sciences and religious texts. The Palestine Discovery Fund, established in the mid-18th century, also played a crucial role in this narrative. We've examined the role of archaeology, both biblical and objective, in this ongoing discourse. Yet these are just initial points of reference. The road ahead promises a deeper delve into historical events and other facets, underscoring the Palestinian claim to Palestine. As we continue to unravel the intricate threads of Palestine's historical tapestry, we invite you to join us in this exploration, to question, to learn, and to understand.